It is mentioned in historical sources that over 3,000 hadith scholars called muhaddith were born in Mausoleum, about 1,000 of whom belonged to Samarkand, more than 600 to Bukhara, and more than 400 to Nasaf city. These numbers are clear proof of high scientific and cultural potential of Nasaf city and schools that have made a great contribution to the development of fiqh, hadith, tafsir, and aqaid science. It's common knowledge that the Kashkadaria region covered two large territories in ancient times, which were called Nasaf and Kesh. They are known as Nasafi and Keshi scholars. The Nasafi scientists occupied the largest territory in this Kashkadaria oasis. With scientific works, Abu Mu'in al-Nasafi, may God have mercy on him, is considered one of the prominent figures in the world civilization. Abu Mu'in al-Nasafi Memorial Complex was established in the 11th and 12th centuries. It was named after a famous follower of Muslim theology, Abu Mu'in Nasafi. It is mentioned in the data that His Excellency Abu Mu'in Nasafi lived in the 11th to 12th centuries, that's in 1027 year, and in some data 1046. The village where he lived was called Ibsan at that time. It is reported by Abdul Karim Samani that Abu Mu'in Nasafi was a great scientist who came from the village of Ibsan. Abu Mu'in Nasafi received a basic education from his father. His great-grandfathers were students of Imam Maturidi. Thereby, Imam Maturidi's knowledge passed on directly without any distortions. It is worth noting that most of Abu Mu'in Nasafi's grandfathers had earned a reputation for their huge potential in Islamic jurisprudence. The great follower of Muslim theology, Abu Mu'in Nasafi was one of those scholars who further developed teachings of his spiritual mentor, Imam Abu Mansur Maturidi, and is considered one of those scholars who made an incomparable service in spreading it to all Eastern countries. Abu Mu'in Nasafi spent most of his life in the cities of Samarkand and Bukhara after finishing education in Nasaf. He both mastered religious knowledge and taught science. He wrote about 15 creative works, 8 of which have been preserved in the world and 3 in Uzbekistan. Nasafi completed one of his famous works, titled Review with Evidence, in 1106 in Bukhara region. It consists of 2 volumes, that's more than 1,000 pages. In 2018, under the leadership of Ubaidullah Uvatov, 4 volumes of his works were translated into Uzbek. They were mainly written as denials to sects belonging to that period. The debate was mainly about the attributes of Allah. In those discussions, some scholars went astray to directly understand the Holy Quran based on human thinking. His Excellency Abu Mu'in Nasafi is said to have given refutations to these misguided sects. Abu Mu'in Nasafi made a huge service in spreading this as an independent teaching to the entire Islamic world. To this day, the Islamic community recognizes it. In his work, Tafsirat al-Adila, he brought a new direction to the doctrine of Maturidi. The works written by Abu Mu'in Nasafi on the Aqidah issues haven't lost a value and importance even today. The scientific work, reviewed with evidence, was incomprehensible to ordinary people due to its very scientific language. Therefore, at the request of the mayor of Samarkand, he writes the paper titled "At-Tamhid li Qawaidi Tahwid." This is somewhat simpler. It is written in the vernacular and it mainly contains opinions on the beliefs of the people of Sunnah. Authenticity of everything is truth, since knowing truth is science. Quote from the book of Abul Mu'in an-Nasafi At-Tamhid li Qawaidi Tahwid. His third book is called Bahrul Kalam, written in a populist way with the simplest language. It was intended for the public. These works have been well preserved in the territory of Uzbekistan. Abu Mu'in Nasafi was mentioned by another Nasafi scholar, Najmuddin ibn Umar Muhammad Nasafi, who in his book titled Al-Qand fi Zikri Ulamai Samarkand says scientists and scholars of both East and West greatly benefited from the Abu Mu'in Nasafi's sea of knowledge and smeared rays of light it radiated to their eyes. This is an example of high respect towards Nasafi's work by scholars of his time and subsequent centuries. It is written in the sources that Abu Mu'in Nasafi received several titles and high recognitions for his great services in the field of science. One of those titles is Al-Imam al-Zahid, pious scholar, Saif ul-Haq, sword of truth, Al-Alimu Bari, the possessor of high knowledge, and Al-Faqih Hanafi, scholar of Hanafi jurisprudence. History is a great educator. After all, it tells mankind generations about a way of life, scientific and worldly heritage of our ancestors, and calls to be aware of inevitable mistakes. Humanity has been fighting against ignorance and seeking enlightenment since the creation. The life path of scholars like Abu Mu'in Nasafi is a clear proof of what we say. His Excellency Abu Mu'in Nasafi died in 1114. There are two different beliefs about his death. Some say that he died in Samarkand, but buried in the village where he was born, while some sources say that at the end of his life he returned to his village of Kovchan and taught the Taliban there, and were later said to be buried in his own village. This location is considered a historical and archaeological structure, which attracts both local and foreign pilgrims, as well as scientists and researchers from time immemorial. The monument includes an ancient rare manuscript of the Holy Quran written on Chinese silk paper, which is a fascination of many visitors. The height of the book is 60 centimeters, and the width is 41 centimeters. Masters named Zarif made a 1 meter 60 centimeter high stand for the book. The tablet was written to be made in 1851 AD. When I visited this place 3 years ago, the construction had just begun. Today I was very glad to see that the mosques have taken on a beautiful look and were decorated with beautiful flowers. Finally, I see something big happened for sure. I would recommend people of Uzbekistan to visit and enjoy these shrines. Today, the pilgrimage site named after Abu Mu'in Nasafi is visited by guests from Islamic countries, Medina, the Islamic republics of Turkey, Pakistan, Iran, and scientific works left by that scholar. His knowledge and beliefs haven't lost any value or importance even today, that his books are still used today. The shrine of Abul Mu'in Nasafi, located in Kovcan village, is not just a wonderful place that enlightens the soul, but a symbolic call to live in a transitory world in pursuit of goodness. Through his works, Abul Mu'in Nasafi called people to enlightenment and goodness. He explained that the true essence of Islamic enlightenment is tolerance and moderation, and he taught that everyone is equal in front of the Creator, regardless of nationality or faith. Visitors who come close to his grave feel a special peace in their hearts, which seems to rise like a beacon of salvation. If you have a desire to experience these exact moments, you should definitely visit this magical place.